There we go. Lovely morning. The bit of Lochranza that most people don't see. Absolutely beautiful. It's a distillery. You can just see part of the Sleeping Warrior there. It's quite warm. Must be about 14-15 degrees. So we're up at my friend's orchard on the other side of the loch in Lochranza, and this was the one that got really damaged with Storm Éowyn. And if you've been looking at the videos, you'll see we spent many a day taking off the dead wood, the damaged wood, and righting the apple trees. But look, it was all worth it. Fabulous blossom. So this one's quite white, and I'll just walk over. Ken, very happy Ken. But this one's a lot pinker. Lovely. Lovely pinky blossom. And I've got to say, the trees look really healthy. So, to be honest, this one you wouldn't know it had been out of the ground. And the younger trees that had the older damaged trees on top of them, this is a cherry. It survived really well. And this was a new pear tree that had been planted, and it had one of the damaged apples on top of it, but already little pears on there. Beautiful. So quite happy with that. So a success. So this apple tree was really crowded and it wasn't getting an awful lot of light, and when we pulled the big tree up at the back, because we'd pruned a lot of the damaged branches off this, it's had a lot more room to get light. But oh, fantastic, look at this. Don't know the variety, but when it fruits we'll have a look at it and we'll see if we can give it an ID. So, Lochranza, charming. We've had no power now for a few hours, and we've had a message from the power company to say they hope the power will be back on tomorrow night at 7 PM. Okay, so we're at Lochranza Ferry Terminal, and this is as far as I'm going, and I don't know if you can see, but that's Newton Shore. So we're in Lawrence's orchard, where we were the other day doing pruning, and Storm Éowyn has unfortunately wreaked havoc. So this is a big top heavy apple tree, and it has come out the ground considerably. I mean, this 3/4 of that is out the ground. But what we're going to do with the plan is to try and save these, is to reduce the top weight of that by about 1/3 of the branches in. So all of the branches will have 1/3 removed, and that will reduce the weight, so it will make it easier for us to stand it up, and it will also prevent any further wind, well, for the next few years hopefully, from pushing the tree over. So Lawrence is going to have a look at how we can get a vehicle in to be able to get a chain on this tree and pull it upright, but in the meantime we need to remove about a third of that weight off. And this one's gone as well, but not as badly. It's not been insubstantial damage. I mean, the size of these branches, there's another tree uprooted there. I think that one's away, it's nearly right out of the ground. So I'm out in the garden because I want to talk about midges. And after years of trying different things, I now use Smidge. It's made in Scotland. It's been specifically formulated to deal with not only the infamous and annoying Scottish Midge, but it also is proof against horseflies, ticks, all sorts of bitey insects, and you can use this worldwide, and it is great. Comes in a handy wee container that you can slip into your handbag, into your jacket pocket, into your rucksack. Keep one of these handy. It offers 8-hour protection against midges. Why do you need this? So it offers up to 8 hours protection, and it's water and sweat resistant. Anyone can use it. Pregnant ladies, the old, the infirm, and any kids over the age of 2. And it will protect you a lot from the midge. Why do you need protection from the midge? Well, midges tend to come out early morning and evenings, but they are around during the day. If you're up in the mountains or near the sea or near water, this is the stuff that you need. The things that midges don't like, they don't like bright sunshine, and they don't like breezes. However, you can't be guaranteed that. It's Scotland we're talking about, come on. So I always carry this, and I use quite a bit of it. But because it gives me up to 8 hours protection, it's quite useful, and it's not expensive. So I hope I've given you enough information on that. I have to thank Smidge for sending me some of this, but I wouldn't recommend it unless I personally use things, and this is the best thing that I have found for keeping the midges away and preventing me from getting bitten. There's nothing like having a couple of midgy bites on your arms, legs, neck or face to make you realise how much you need a really useful and effective deterrent. So highly recommended, guys. 5-star. Go and buy some. So I've had to come to Brodick to book some ferry tickets because John's over in the mainland tomorrow. Really don't need the pressure. But look at this magnificent private cruise ship. So this is the Spitsbergen. It's very exclusive. Just look it up on the internet. So you can see at the side there's a little tender. They've got their own little tender boats, and they are bringing people over, and they're going on a little tour. So I'll just swivel round. So lovely day today, 17 degrees. Goatfell looking lovely. You can see on the hill there, after the fire, it's beginning to rejuvenate and get back to normal, which is lovely. Awful lot of dead reptiles and amphibians found after the fire, but we've had some more tree planting just at the weekend there, and you can see the slip where the tenders are bringing the very privileged passengers over. So they'll no doubt be going to the hot spots on Arran, so the distillery, maybe Brodick Castle, and I'm going to the Cove. because real life means shopping. Nice little boat there. And I'll leave you with a Spitsbergen. So where is John? Well, he's supposed to be finishing off Kieran's ski and do, but this morning he has headed to the Lochranza ferry over to Clonegg because he's got to get another ferry and go and see a boat that he fancies. So he's seen a boat that is at the moment in Sandbank, which is in Argyll. We used to have a house in Sandbank, so he knows the area, but he's going to go and see this boat because right at the beginning of our journey to Arran, one of the things that John particularly wanted was a boat. So I might have an update for you at the end of this video. I might not. It might be another week. So he's going to check out if that is a possibility, and I won't know anything until he comes back. At the end of the day, probably very tired. So I'm off to get on. I will leave you to watch the rest of this video. So I've topped up the feeders, and because at this time of year the red squirrels are having their babies, their little kits, and we want to encourage them to come as well. And I've been reading up about what red squirrels need for nutrition, and peanuts are not the only thing they need. So obviously they're getting their diet from everything that's out there in the wild. However, I was told hazelnuts are a good thing. So I eat as a snack these Co-op mixed nuts, and I've been saving the hazelnuts, so depriving myself for my creatures. And I've crushed up some hazelnuts and put them in the box because the squirrel likes to go in there, and that's a good thing because the hooded crows that come down and thieve, they don't really go in the box. So peanuts in the feeder and some crushed up hazelnuts and crushed up peanuts in the box there. And that's a good thing because if they're crushed up, it means they've got to take their time eating them, and that gives me more time to look at them. And the empty plastic bag, nothing goes to waste here. The empty plastic bag with the peanuts, I will use as a dog poo bag. And well done, the Co-op mixed nuts. It's in a paper kind of bag, so that's going in my kindling bundle for the fire because it's still quite cold in the evenings. So I'm still burning a few sticks in the fire in the evening just to take the chill off. So I put the food out, I just need to wait for my visitors. So the slater has come this morning and done some slating, so we're hoping that when we come back from the wedding, the roof will be completely slated, and then the company that are doing the building work will get on with the painting, and hopefully that will be this done, and then all this can maybe disappear, and hopefully that will disappear soon too. Another lovely day. I'm down in the foreshow next to the castle. And why am I here? Well, excuse the traffic. Because John has now bought a boat, we need to have a mooring for it. and we've had a proposition of a mooring in this little basin, and I'm filming this when the tide is right out, so we've got a very low tide at the moment, and you can see, depending on where your mooring is, your boat might be beached or just in a little bit of water. So John is chatting to people in the village about available moorings, but we're a wee bit away from that because the boat that he has bought needs to be on dry land for a short time to be anti-fouled, and what I mean by that is to take any mussels and barnacles off the underside of the boat that is in the water. There's the bus on its way to Broadwick. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see what turns up. So it's the bank holiday weekend, you can hear the traffic, it is quite busy. But it's not surprising because Lochranza is such a lovely place to come to. And the weather is fantastic. Hawthorn in bloom. I'm away home to do a bit of housework.